Hello, and welcome to Discover Your Ruby Rose Gems with Dr. Tara. I'm your host, Dr. Tara. And today I want to talk to you about authenticity and how to incorporate authenticity into your life. How do you live an authentic life? First, I think it's worth describing or talking about what is authenticity. What does it mean to be authentic? Well, simply put, authenticity or your authentic self is your truest self. It's yourself at the core. It is you without all the frills and flares. It's you when you remove the mask. It's the you that shows up versus the representative that we sometimes send in place of us. It is driven by your core beliefs, your values, your wants, your desires, your preferences, and your needs. If you feel confused or unsure about who you are, chances are you're not living your authentic self. You're not living as your authentic self. Because when you live as your authentic self, you feel comfortable in your own skin. You're not confused about who you are and what you represent. You don't get caught up in being accepted or feeling like you're going to be rejected. You don't send a representative in place of you. You don't wear a mask. You're your true self. Your personality, your quirks, your flaws, your imperfections, whatever it is that's you, that's who shows up. Okay? It can be difficult to do this, to be yourself, because some of us feel like we have to switch. We have to have these different selves that we send instead of showing up as our true self. But it is quite rewarding when you do dive into becoming more true to yourself. Okay? Authenticity is to be true to your personality, your character. It means you're willing to show the world who you really are. That's pretty deep. You're willing to live the life that you were meant to live. You're willing to show your uniqueness versus trying to be like everyone else or fit. Okay? You embrace your uniqueness. We're all unique. We're all gifted in different ways, and it's important. I myself spent a large part of my life trying to figure out how to balance my authenticity with what I thought the world wanted from me. So what do I mean when I say that? So I already knew who I was, right? But I didn't think it was good enough. I thought I had to be in all types of clubs and social groups, had to have, the top level exec job, drive a certain car, live in a certain neighborhood, have a certain size of a home, just all these things, right? And it kept me from really living the life that I wanted to live. Okay? It did. And once I figured out, well, one, like these things would keep me from living the life I want to live, but two, trying to wear somebody else's clothes, trying to live in somebody else's skin, trying to live my life the way the world wanted me to, friends, family, coworkers, whatever, society, it just wasn't working. I couldn't do the role. I was cast, but I couldn't fulfill the job. So I was like, okay, I got to let this go because this is just not working for me. I just can't seem to get this right. The real me keeps showing up. The song with Real Slim Shady, please stand up. I was standing up. I kept standing up. I was like, girl, go somewhere and sit down. I'm trying to win over here. You getting in the way. So, my nieces, I love them to death. They say, Auntie Tara, you the round-the-way therapist, But that's not the therapist that I was trying to be. I was trying to be the textbook therapist, but I was not being successful with that. Once I let that go and learn how to embrace me, I was much happier. I am much happier. Okay. I am much happier getting on this YouTube channel and saying to you, it is what it is. This is who I am. Okay. In the raw. All I have on right now is a little bit of Vaseline on my lips. But this is it. This is as good as it gets. Now, that doesn't mean that I walk around the world wreaking havoc and just, being an ugly person, because I'm not an ugly person. I'm a nice person. That just means that the world gets to see Tara. That's Dr. Tara to you. That was just a small joke. That's just because that's what it says on the screen, Dr. Tara. Anyway, it just felt more comfortable. It feels more comfortable. It feels more authentic, more organic. And I'm just happier this way. Okay. So I want to take you through a couple steps on what I did to get here, 11 of them. And I'm going to go through them pretty quickly. If you want to know more, click down at the bottom, get my information, and sign up for a therapy session. And I can go over this in more detail with you. Okay, one-on-one. But here we go, the 11. And then at the end of this, I want you to click down the bottom because I want you to do some self-discovery and figure out who you are at the core. Because once you know who you are, it's easier to show up as that person, right? Some of us have spent so much time hiding that we've lost sight of who we are. We've been living up to other people's standards so much that we just don't even know. So I have some questions that I've put at the bottom for you to click on, answer, and they'll help you rediscover your Ruby Rose gems. We'll do that. Anyway, so number 1, give up the act. Give up the act. Don't send your representative. Be yourself. Okay. Again, as I said, I'm going to give you some questions that you can answer to help you to figure out who this self is. Okay. So we're going to work on being ourselves. Who are we? Right. It's exhausting trying to be other people. As Oscar Wilde said, be yourself because everyone else is taken. All right, know your values. What's important to you? Some of the questions that are on that questionnaire will help you to dive into that a little bit. But go a step further on your own and write down what is important. What are my values? Okay. Number 3, get comfortable with being vulnerable. That was one of the things that I had to do was be okay with being authentic, being true, being vulnerable, being honest, being open. When you're doing that, then you are being true to yourself. You are living your authentic self. That means speaking up and telling the truth, being bold, one of my most favorite things. It means speaking from the soul, right? That's what being authentic is about. Stop doing things that you don't want to do. Number 4, do what you want to do. I tell my clients, repeat after me. I don't want to do it. Period, poo. Okay? Number 4, do what you want to do. Focus on connections, not possessions. If we're so caught up, like I told you before, I was thinking I got to do this and have these things and all that. It moves us away from authenticity when we're focused on things, right? Things don't have value. They only have value if we place value on them. But connections, relationships, they do. Have meaningful relationships with people. Build connections with people. It's important and it's lifelong. Oh my gosh, it lasts a long time. When they're gone, because things happen there too, you'll have the memories. You'll have the memories. Number 6, be humble. Humility goes hand in hand with authenticity. Okay. You can't be authentic if you're trying to let your ego drive you. All right. Put the ego in check. Okay. Trust your intuition. Trust what you think and feel. Where do you feel it? Do you feel it in your gut, in your heart, your throat, your mind? What do you think? What do you feel? And when you think about what you're thinking and feeling, figure out where is it showing up in your body. Okay? Trust your intuition. It will not steer you wrong. Be self-aware. Oh my gosh. If we would just heighten our awareness. Pay attention to yourself. What is going on with you? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Again, going back to the intuition. Like, you can't trust your intuition if you're not aware of it. So heighten your awareness, okay? Get in tune with you, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. It's important. It's valuable. You are worthy, all right? Number 9, my favorite, practice boldness. Ooh, if you know me. Timidness is not going to get you anywhere. Now, I'm not saying be aggressive. I'm not saying be rude. I'm not saying be selfish. But be bold in who you are. Stand firm in who you are. Speak your truth. Be assertive. And by assertive, I mean say things that honor you, but say it in a respectful manner. Respect the other person, but don't forget to honor you, okay? Number 10, be bold by openly sharing your opinion. Number 10, openly share your opinion. You have one. It matters. Now, in turn, I want you to be respectful of other people's opinion too, okay? All right. And last but not least, 11, embrace your imperfections. We're not perfect. Let go of the rigid thinking. Let go of this perfectionistic mindset. It's very limiting. And it interferes with your freedom of expression. If you're trying to be perfect all the time, then your true self is not showing up. You're not freely expressing who you are. You're not truly expressing your creativity and all the wonderfulness that you're made of. By trying to be perfect, you move away from allowing people to see your greatness, what the world is missing, okay? So it's courageous to take these steps to be authentic, because it's hard, it's tough, okay? I'm not gonna lie. I've shared with you, I had my own journey and I could go on more. As a matter of fact, I may even come back and do a part 2 to this and just do a little bit more talking about authenticity. It means you have to deal with some discomfort, but it's worth it. It's worth it to be authentic and organic in who you are, okay? So I want you to celebrate this new way of thinking, celebrate this newfound freedom that you have. And until we meet again, stay well, be empowered, live boldly and fully. This is Dr. Tara. Bye.